2021 looks to be one of the best years for new roller coasters across the globe. If that sounds familiar,
2020 looks to be one of the best years for new roller coasters across the globe.
Needless to say, the COVID-19 pandemic threw a monkey wrench into these plans. And they still could cause some of the rides on this list to be delayed if parks either aren't able to open or have to operate at reduced capacities again. Look at how Aquaman Power Wave at Six Flags Over Texas has now been postponed an additional year to 2022, even though the ride looks nearly complete. But as of this recording, here are the top 25 new roller coasters that I am most looking forward to in 2021. Before starting this list, there are a few honorable mentions that I want to bring up. First are a trio of dark ride roller coaster hybrids in Space Factory at Yomiuri Land, Primordial at Lagoon, and the unnamed Jurassic World Mach Inverted Powered Coaster at Universal Studios Beijing. It's unknown how many coaster sections these rides will have, but their theming looks excellent. Second are two coasters coming to China with unknown layouts in the unknown Gravity Group coming to Sunak Jinan, and the unknown B&M Wing Coaster coming to Fantasy Valley. I can't accurately rate them based off the information I have, but I suspect they'll be solid rides. 3. I'm going to exclude the two Walt Disney World coasters in Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind coming to Epcot, and Tron Light Cycle Power Run coming to Magic Kingdom. Both coasters were originally believed to open in 2021, but it's now rumored they'll open in 2022 instead. Both rides look amazing though. So kicking off the main list is number 25, Movie Park Studios at Movie Park Germany. It sounds more like a theme park than a ride name. The coaster itself sounds quite interesting. This will be an indoor Intamin multi-dimensional coaster with 2 launches and a turntable. The top speed may be a modest 37 miles per hour or 60 kilometers per hour, but the fact the ride has a turntable suggests there will be a backwards launch. And I suspect this ride may also have a drop track because the other multi-dimensional coasters do as well. The coaster will also be a highly themed one with a soundtrack and 12 different movie scenes. Number 24, the Relocated Saturn at Golden City in Russia. Relocated from SpaceWorld in Japan, this intimate accelerator coaster is a near clone of Thorpe Park's Stealth. It has a powerful launch, 0 to 80 miles per hour, or 0 to 129 kilometers per hour in just 2.3 seconds. It also has a top hat that should give some excellent airtime over the top, and a nice speed hill at the end. These coasters are short, but oh so sweet. Number 23, Emperor at SeaWorld San Diego. Standing 153 feet tall, or 47 meters tall, Emperor looks like it could be one of the best paced dive machines. There's no mid-course brake run, and it goes through 3 inversions back to back to back after that first drop. That should give plenty of floater airtime. All the other B&M dive coasters sure do. Number 22, the unnamed wing coaster at Hot Go Dream World. It's possible this park may never open, but it's so far along I have to think it will. Their B&M wing coaster appears to be a clone of another one in China in Heaven's Wing at HB World. While I don't expect this coaster to be super forceful, I do suspect it'll have some great hang time, especially in the slow 0G roll, Heartline roll, and corkscrew. Number 21, the Deceptacoaster at Universal Studios Beijing. A clone of the Incredible Hulk coaster at Islands of Adventure, Deceptacoaster has 2 key differences. 1, the Transformers theming, and I'm interested to see how the launch sequence plays out. 2, the vest restraints. That will eliminate any chance of headbanging. I love Hulk's first half. The launch is very underrated, and the first 6 inversions are super forceful. The ride does die at the end, but the first half is so strong it more than makes up for it. Number 20, the unknown Blue Fire clone at Lott's Magic World. Another clone in this list, I genuinely enjoy the Blue Fire clones. They're the lone Mach launcher with a decently forceful launch, and the ride is immaculately smooth and super comfortable. Plus, all 4 inversions give great hang time, and since Lot World is known for great theming, I suspect this park and this ride will be well landscaped bare minimum, if not well themed. Number 19, Monster at Coronalund. The first new B&M invert built since Banshee looks quite unique. First off, I love the twisting drop over the water. I hope it has the airtime and lateral combo of Osiris. Second, I like how different the layout looks. This one forgoes the usual sequence of elements in favor of what appears to be more floatier elements, which is fine by me. And then the helixes don't look like they're super intense, but they should have some great near misses with the adjacent buildings. And in that point, I'm just impressed that B&M and Coronalund even found a way to fit this coaster into the already cramped park. Number 18. Big Dipper at Luna Park. The first Intamin hot racer looks intriguing with its dual launch design. The ride doesn't look as crazy as the RMC Raptors, but it looks really well paced and has a nice variety of elements. Plus, like Monster, it's impressive Intamin was even able to cram this ride into such a tight spot at Luna Park. Number 17. Mission Ferrari at Ferrari World. This and Curse Splash are the perpetual, coming next year rides, but maybe 2021 will finally be the year for this dynamic attractions SFX coaster. Not much is known what happens in the show building, but it is believed the coaster will have a drop track, a tilt track, and some theming. What we do know is that the coaster has at least one inversion with that tight corkscrew that goes above the midway, and with all the capabilities of the SFX coaster, I can't wait to finally see it open. Number 16. Icebreaker at SeaWorld Orlando. I think this will be one of the most underrated coasters of 2021. This ride looks like it'll have at least a dozen pops of airtime between the extended swing launch sequence at the start and the rapid-fire succession of smaller hills in the second half. I don't think the airtime will be very sustained, but it looks like it'll be rather abrupt. Number 15. Triple Loop at Indiana Beach. I was skeptical of La Feria's Chimera that would ever be rescued after the tragic accident in 2019, but Indiana Beach answered our prayers. The ride is set to open after being refurbished, and this coaster is downright wild. Now, I doubt Indiana Beach will run it unbraked like La Feria, but even with the brakes, this will run like Galaxyland's Mindbender, which is still one of the most intense rides in the world with all those positive G's and demonically twisted plunges. I'm looking forward to finally being able to ride this coaster again in its new home. Number 14. All Speeds at Chengdu Wanda City in China. This is rumored to be a near clone of Terran at Phantasialand, and that's not a bad thing. Terran has two good launches, and the ride is loaded with near misses and fast transitions as you weave through detailed theming. And by all accounts, it sounds like this one will have similar great theming as well. For that reason, this should be a great coaster. Number 13. Hurricane at Forest World in China. This looks to be a very intriguing mock launch coaster, blasting riders over a 203 foot tall or a 62 meter tall top hat. That's followed by a super slender layout with a rapid fire 0G roll that looks reminiscent of the one in Max Force, a speed hill, an Immelman, a giant cobra roll, a vertical loop, and some more bunny hills for good measure at the end of the ride. This ride looks extremely well rounded, and I'll be interested to hear how it rides. Number 12. The B&M Hyper at Hot Go Dream World. I have really enjoyed B&M's newer hypercoasters in Candemonium and Mako. Those ones have had stronger airtime and better pacing. And the one at Hot Go Dream World looks similar. It has no mid-course brake run. Not even one late in the ride like Candemonium or Shambhala. This will allow it to go full tilt start to finish. There may be some trim brakes, but looking at this layout, all those camelbacks should give several seconds of sustained floater airtime, plus those turnarounds look sort of funky. Number 11. Stunt Pilot at Silverwood. At first glance, I thought this would be an identical clone to Wonder Woman and Railblazer, and in terms of layout, it is. But this one has one key difference. It has a 10-car train. The original Raptor layout is already ridiculously intense with its breakneck pacing and violent ejector airtime. So adding 2 extra cars to the train has me salivating what that airtime will feel like in the back row. And I'm glad Silverwood finally got their RMC. Number 10. Leviathan at SeaWorld Australia. The stats alone make this Gravity Group wood coaster noteworthy. It's 105 feet, or 32 meters tall, with 3,281 feet, or 1,000 meters of track. Gravity Group has proven time and time again they are masters at packing a wood coaster layout with airtime hill after airtime hill. But the reasons I put this one so high is that the last row will face backwards. Switchback at ZDT's is pretty cool going backwards, but getting to do that for an entire layout of this scale with a dozen or so airtime hills will be absolutely blissful. Number 9. Steel Taipan at Dreamworld. I already mentioned I love the blue fire clones, and adding a swing launch with a twisted spike alone should make it better. But what puts this one in the top 10 for me is the spinning back car. I love Time Traveler Silver Dollar City, and Blue Fire has a wilder layout, so I can only dream what it'll be like spinning through all those inversions, particularly that wicked final barrel roll. Number 8. The unknown GCI going to Bollywood Park. I skipped Bollywood my trip to Dubai, but that will not happen again the next time I go back to the UAE once this GCI opens. Bollywood is promising a record-breaking wooden roller coaster next year. So that begs the question, what record is it breaking? This GCI is rumored to be the one originally planned for Six Flags Dubai that supposedly was trying to take the airtime record. Now, I'm not sure if it will have as much airtime as Voyager Steel Vengeance, because that's a lot of airtime in those coasters. But even if this GCI has half as much airtime, with the GCI's usually great pacing, this will be an amazing wooden coaster. Number 7. Pantheon at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. This Intamin multi-launch coaster looks all about quality over quantity. After a decent pre-launch segment, the ride really gets things going with that swing launch sequence, and that should combine the typically powerful Intamin LSM launches with some airtime, but the second half is where this coaster will truly shine. The giant outward banked hill looks like it could be one of the best airtime moments in the world, and you also should get some great ejector airtime on the top hat and that final hill into the brake run. And then you also have several high speed turns that should be pretty forceful, and a super sustained stall. Number 6. Abyssus at Energylandia. Everyone raves about Legendia's Let Coaster, and if Abyssus has similar forces both in the airtime and positive G department, Abyssus will be a monster. From POVs, this coaster looks impeccably paced after the main launch, and it just keeps throwing one element after another at you. Plus, it seems like the coaster will be fairly well themed, which should create several near misses to enhance the experience. Number 5. Velocicoaster at Islands of Adventure. This Intamin launch coaster looks fantastic. The elements on their own would make this coaster stand out. The 70 mile per hour or 113 km per hour launch, the big top hat, the snappy transitions, and the inversions, particularly that barrel roll over the water. And then when you add in the rumored rockwork, landscaping, and theming this coaster is going to have, it should feel even wilder and faster. Number 4. Time Traveler Plopsaland Japan. As good as Steel Taipan looked with its single spinning car, Time Traveler looks even better. This mock spinner blew me away when I saw its layout. It starts with a JoJo roll before blasting you up a super steep hill. And the subsequent drop is super steep as well, and it should offer some powerful, potentially sideways or backwards, ejector airtime like the original Time Traveler. And then the layout continues to impress with a banana roll, a vertical loop, a 0G roll, several airtime hills, and most impressively, a flying snake dive. Storm Runner's flying snake dive is incredibly disorienting with those non-spinning cars. So imagine how messed up our equilibriums will get on this coaster when you're spinning through a flying snake dive. I admittedly may be placing this coaster higher than most, but this layout looks like it crushes the original Time Travelers, and that coaster is already one of my favorites. Number 3. Iron Gwazi at Busch Gardens Tampa. I never rode the original Gwazi, but this looks like a monumental improvement. Iron Gwazi looks like the combination of Zadra and Joker. You have the giant elements at the start that rapidly turn into smaller, quickly paced elements like Zadra, but then you also have some funky inversions like Joker. This coaster looks like it'll haul through the layout, and it should become the best coaster at Busch Gardens Tampa. Number 2. Jersey Devil Coaster at Six Flags Great Adventure. I ended up placing this one a spot ahead of Iron Gwazi because I recently rerode Wonder Woman and remembered just how wild the original Raptors are. If Jersey Devil is paced anything like the original Raptors and has that level of airtime, this coaster will easily be one of the best in the world because this coaster certainly has more than enough elements. And because it's tucked away in the very back of Great Adventure, it should give awesome night rides. And coming in at number 1 is Conda Walibi Belgium. Claiming the top spot on this list is the Mega Coaster coming to Walibi Belgium. This coaster starts off like Expedition G-Force, with a super steep, twisting first drop that should provide crazy ejector airtime and lateral simultaneously. You then fly over a traditional camelback that should have some great sustained ejector airtime. But then Intamin goes absolutely berserk with their traditional camelbacks and rapid-fire transitions combined with some off-axis hills most likely inspired by RMC. Conda looks like it could be not only the best coaster of 2021, but one of the best coasters in the world. The airtime in this coaster looks unreal. Which coasters are you most excited for in 2021? Do you have a similar list? Let me know down in the comments. I'm hoping I'll be able to ride a good chunk of these coasters in 2021, but we'll see what happens. If you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate it if you gave it a like and you considered subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.